Hi y'all, welcome to Dark Angel E-Knits. My name is Angel, your host. It is September the 6th, 2013, and wow, it's been 2 weeks. I'm sorry. Okay, so where you can find this podcast. You could find it on YouTube under Angel Ellens, I believe, and you can also find it at Dark Angel E-Knits at blogspot.ca, or you can find me on Ravelry as Angel Ellens, all one word, and we have a group there, Dark Angel E-Knits. You can find me on Plurk, Dark Angel Knits. Alright, on with the show then, huh? Got all the stuff that's usually shown at the back, the last of the podcast. Usually it's in the credits, so if you missed it or want to find any more, it's all back there. Alright, let's start with FOs. I did the Teresa's 10-minute crochet preemie hat by Teresa Bowman. I'm sorry, but is this just me, or are they supposed to be this small? I think I followed the pattern correctly. I am not very good at crocheting, but it feels so tiny. I don't know. I didn't weave in the ends yet. I still have to do that. But this is for Katie from Knitting on the Fly is doing a Click for Babies hat drive. So I thought I would help. And it turns out that there are a few in my area that will accept them. So I think I'll be taking photos and mailing them out there once I get about 10 or 12, I think. That's the plan. Alright. What else? I did the Little Dahlia by Chris Simon. Sorry. I knit 4 of these with a white border around them using a 5mm hook. So I think that's an H. I'm not familiar with the letters for the American people. I'm sorry, I am completely Canadian. We use metric here. So I did 4 of these with the trim around them, and I've mailed them out to both my swap partners in the 6-inch Granny Square swap group, where you do 2 of them and mail them to your partner. I had 2 partners this time, so I had 4. And then I realized that I didn't do any for myself. So here we are. I did these 2. They're done. I just need to weave in the ends because, you know, I think I'm going to leave that until I go to actually put them together. So that's the Dahlia. Then I did 4 Gem Stars, also by Chris Simon, and they look so pretty. That's 2. And here's 2 more. This is also, so the idea is there's 12 months in a year, and you do 2 for your partner and 2 for yourself. So at the end of the year you'll have 24. Yeah, 24. Sorry, I yawned. 24 squares, and I'm guessing they think that's enough to do a blanket. I'm not sure. I just started this month, or in August, so I have a long ways to catch up. But we'll see how it goes. I might end up doing 4 of each, we'll see. And then I'll have enough for a blanket. Like 4 for me and 4 for my partner. I'm not sure. I still haven't figured it all out. But anyway, now I've got 2 big things to show you. The other day, last week, I was on JD's podcast group, Twisted Strands. Her podcast is awesome. If you don't watch, you better, because she's hilarious. Me and my husband, we laugh our butts off. I like her show. She's doing a knit along for the Skull Shell by Coogan Uch Mitchik. It'll be in the show notes. There'll be a link to Ravelry so you can see this. Yeah, it's taken JD a while to do hers, but it looks amazing. Don't take it wrong, it looks amazing. I don't know, I really find crochet super fast. I think it also has to do with she picked a very thin yarn and I picked a worsted weight. And I was able to do mine in I think about 4 days. I think. I'll stand up and show you. Mine's nothing fancy. Hers is amazing. Mine's nothing fancy. Let's just put it that way. Get it fixed up here. So, this is mine, and it's massive. Like, it's standing up against me. If I were to put it on, I knit it big enough, or I crocheted it big enough, that it would be cozy enough. And I made it for Halloween, because I don't usually have Halloween things around the house. But, yeah. And now that it's finished, I'll show you this also. If you all recognize this, this is the Arbor Top by Melissa Burt. I finished it. It's completely done. And yes, I made a mistake. I carried this pattern repeat too far. It should have stopped about here. And I knew more of the pattern. So it stops here. And then I started this. But it is what it is. And I'm sorry, but I kind of like it this way. That's my story. Oops. So, what else is going on with me? I'll get my basket and I'll show you the things I'm working on. It looks like I have to step back a little bit farther. Okay. So, I talked about that. This month, for the Afghan swap group, we are doing a specific square. In August, it wasn't a specific, it was a choose your own. So this one is Topsy Turvy by April Moreland. And I've got my first square done. I have to make 4 more of these because I have 2 partners in the white there. So it looks like that. I have to weave in my ends, obviously, because that would look really bad. But this was much... Oh, sorry, maybe this is the right side. Yeah, that looks like the right side to me. I still have to weave in my ends and give them a little bath. And I forgot to take photos of the ones I shipped my partners, so it is what it is. Oh, you would swear I'd have enough sleep because I went to bed early last night, but I'm still whooped. So that's one of the things I'm working on. I also started the Mallow Socks by Wendy Johnson, and I have 1 done. If I had my sock blockers in here, I would show you. But they are currently sitting on the laundry line with a pair of socks because they had to have a bath. And I hung them outside so that they'd wash and be nice and warm. So this is for my mother-in-law for her birthday, which is on the 15th, I believe. Finishes yesterday. The first sock finished yesterday. I took these with me on my trip to Montreal. Oh, it was fabulous. But I'll get on with that a little later. So, yeah, 1 done. I have to start the other one probably tonight would be the best thing to do, but I'm not sure. The other thing I took with me on my trip, which received a lot of love, I think. Yeah, until I ran out of yarn. So I'm partially way through a roll. This is the Lonely Tree Shawlette, or Lonely Tree Shawl. I'm positive there's something wrong with my shawl. Because when I look at the pattern, it's beautiful and it's lacy, and mine's more like all stuck in it. And you can't see much of the lace. Yeah. I think I'm too tight. But it is what it is. When I wash it and block it, let's hope everything works out. Because apparently washing and blocking makes a big difference in everything I knit. This is by Sylvia Bolivia. I think that's how you say your name. And if I murdered it, I'm sorry. Now, the other thing that has received tons, and I mean tons of love, since we left for my trip, is the Arc and Seal Pullover by Maria Leigh. I tell you, this was a lot of unstressful knitting. So let's do a little backstory. So 2 weeks ago, we left for our trip on Friday morning, and it was about 9 hours to get there. Maybe 8, maybe 7. Somewhere between 7 and 9. But we had so many pit stops for the kids having to go to the bathroom and being hungry and everything else. So that done. It was fine. I finished my sweater, this one. If y'all remember last time, I had about, I want to say about this much from top to here done. I did the rest before I left, and I only had about about an inch or so left to do in the car. No, that's not right. I'm trying to remember. No, I had one row, and then I had to do the border, or bind off on the bottom, and then pick up and bind off on the top, and do the sleeves. So that's fine. I did all of that in the car, all the way there. It took me 2 hours, which was fabulous. It would have taken less time had I actually got to work before we got to Stratford, but I'm sorry. It would have been fine if I'd actually gotten to work before we got to Stratford on it, but I was talking to my husband, and we were just chatting along, and I thought, I should be knitting. It was really early, too. It was about, I want to say 8, maybe 9 o'clock. So that's fine. So that's what we did. I got it finished, and then I started on the mellow socks. I had just the toe started, so I got into the pattern, and then I got to the heel. I started the heel, got the heel done, and then realized I made a mistake by the time we got to our hotel that night. So I ripped it out, and realized that I only made a tiny mistake. I didn't have to rip the whole heel out. So I re-knit the heel, then I put it away. I worked on the Lonely Tree Shawl for a while, until I couldn't do it anymore. And then I put it away, because I didn't bring the other skein of yarn with me. That's what happened. So then I worked on the Arc and Seal pullover, which I will show you in a minute. And it was fabulous. I've gotten tons done, so I'll show you what it's supposed to look like, and I'll show you what I've got so far. It seems almost every pattern in this book I want to knit. And this was in Knit Scene's, what issue? Spring 2013. And this is by Maria Lay, and it just looks fabulous. I really like it. So mine's coming out amazing. I have used one full ball. Let's see. Just gotta find the top. Here's the top. I'll stand up and show you this, and then it's a little easier. It makes more sense. So there's the top. It's going to hang pretty low on me if I can get in frame. It's comes to about here on my leg. And I still have to pick up and do a piece on the bottom. But that's the top, one portion. I'll show you the sleeve. I've got one sleeve done because I was pretty drained after I did the front, one of the fronts, or one of the backs, whatever you want to call it. So here's the sleeve. They're pretty long on me, considering that it still has like a boat neck top piece to go on, so not sure. But it looks nice. I just finished that maybe 30 minutes ago. No, but more like an hour and a half ago now, because the kids have been busy. And we had lunch, and then they went to sleep. So I finished one complete ball, and this is all that's left of ball number 2. And this pattern calls for 6 balls. So I'm not sure if I'll use it all. If I don't know what I'm going to do with it all. I know it's sad to say you don't know what to do with all your yarn, but I don't know. Some of the colors are really pretty. Like, I really like that turquoise blue that's in that skein of yarn. So we'll see. It is what it is. Maybe a hat or some gloves or something. We'll see. So that's all my FOs and all my works in progress. I guess now it's just all the jibber jabber stuff to talk about. Upcoming things. I want to finish all the socks I have on the needles. So that's my car socks, the design I'm working on that my friend Daniela inspired me to make, the socks for my mother-in-law. And, you know, I'm not a huge sock knitter, but I want to knit everything. I've seen the most beautiful sock patterns alive. I was looking through all my books and my magazines, and I'm like, ooh, I need this. Ooh, I need this. Ooh, I need this. And I'm just queuing them all. And then I'll look through Ravelry, and I'm like, oh, I need to make this one, and this one, and this one, and this one. And, yeah, that's how it seems to go. There is one other project I'm currently working on, but I cannot reach it. I started a pair of little socks for my daughter, Kara. They're just, I'm not sure what you'd call them. They're just 2x2 rib. And then I'm doing an eyelet pattern. Nothing fancy, it's just knit 2 yarn over all the way around. That's the whole idea of the sock, to make them nice and lacy for her. And then we'll have a heel. And I'm not sure if I'll do the lacy part on the foot or not, but we'll see. I'm only in this far, I think maybe this far on the whole sock. I mean, her foot's about this big. So if I'm in this far, I'll put it about there. So I think I should make it at least this far for the leg of her sock, and then do the foot, and it'll be just fine. What else? We're having a local fair here in Seaforth. It'll be in 2 weeks or a week from now, I'm not sure. But some of my friends from Knit Night think I should enter my things in the fair. I don't know. What do y'all think I should enter? One woman suggested I enter the Entrevue socks. They're the ones with the color work that wouldn't fit me. Maybe. I'm wondering about entering this. If I get my Arkansas sweater done first, the pullover, then it'll go instead of this, because it's fabulous in my mind. It's amazing. But we shall see. I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll enter the skull shawl. I'm pretty sure there's a lot more people that are more gifted than me. Like, I see them on podcasts all the time. Like, they're amazing. But we shall see. What else? There's the purple hat thing, Click for Babies, with Katie on the Fly. She's hosting that. I think it's awesome. There is a group in London here, and Goderich, just about 30 minutes from here, and they're accepting hats, and so is Owen Sound. So I think I'm hoping to knit about 10 hats for each of these places, and take photos, because that's the thing I seem to forget, is to take the photos. And then mail them off and post them in her thread. So we shall see. And I'd love to be able to send her another 10 hats too. Like, come on, this is Angel, the crazy pants woman, who thinks she can knit everything in any time. Sometimes I can pull it off, and sometimes I just can't. What else? I want to finish all my old projects. I have like 14 things on the needles, I think. Needles and hooks, because I count them all as one. I'd really like to be able to get them gone. I want to finish that rag doll. I only have to stuff her and put on hair and a face. For real. That's all I have left to do to her. And I just don't want to see her. She lives in the bag on the floor, and I think that's where she might end up. But it'd be nice to have her done, and then I'd give her to my youngest, Kara. I think she'd really appreciate her. Kathy has tons of dolls, and I think Kara would like a little one. And then maybe I'll make Kathy a monster or something. She seems to like that sort of thing, too. It'll never be another ragdoll like that. Sorry. I didn't enjoy knitting so tight. It drove me insane. Things that are going on in the house. I have a little bit of sad news. I'm sure y'all remember I used to have 2 cats, George and Molly. Well, Molly got ran over, I want to say, last fall, and George went missing just recently, in the last couple weeks. We've been looking, and he's nowhere to be found. We think he got ran over by something on the highway. We live about 3 blocks from the highway, or it is possible he could have gotten ran over by somebody within our streets, like within our small area. But nobody told us it was our cat, and we couldn't find him. The other thing that my parents suggested was maybe somebody took him. Maybe somebody thought that they liked George better than we did. And if that's the case, then I hope they give him a good home. He's a really nice cat. But if they let him outside, I'm positive he'll come home. But we've not found him. And it's been 3 weeks now. So we're still pretty heartbroken about George. We really liked him. And I was just starting to really like him. He was turning into the perfect kind of kitty. He wanted to be loved and petted. Finally, he'd come and stay with me, like my other cat did, but what can you do? It is what it is. We've had this awful heat wave for the last 2 weeks. Like, ridiculous. It would be like 30, 35, 37 degrees out there. I'm not built for that temperature. I'm not. I don't like outside. And then all of a sudden there'd just be no breeze, no air, no nothing. So it was like a dead heat. It was like being in an oven. It was awful. But it passed, and now we're having a cold front. It is cold. I had to wear a sweater to walk Kathy on her first day of school, and my coat. Yeah. And today, since before this podcast, I was wearing a sweater, and I was thinking about putting on another sweater, because I'm cold. And I'm wearing wool socks to begin with. I'm just that cold. I don't know why, I just am. What else? School started on Tuesday for Kathy, which was good and bad. She was totally excited about going, and she still is. She really likes it, so what else can I say about it? Except I miss her. The twins got into less trouble without her, or with her being here, than if she wasn't here. Trust me, they do. A lot. But there's less toys out when she's not home, so it's good and bad, right? On Sunday, we were eating supper at my mother-in-law's, and I chipped my tooth. Oh yeah, like, great big chip. Yeah. Fabulous. What can you do? I have to go to a dentist, but, figuring out a way to squeeze that in with the little runts these days can be difficult, and just have to wait and see how that goes. I'd like to apologize or send out my condolences to Tina of Knitting Blooms and Katie of Knitting on the Fly, and let them know that I'm thinking of them. They both lost their fur babies in their most recent episodes, and it's awful. I know how it feels to lose your baby for real. I lost my trophies, I want to say 2.5 years now. I still miss him. I went through a lot with that cat, and I miss him. He was a good friend. So I feel bad for them. I hope Mickey and Sebastian are in a better place. But yeah, big hugs to you guys if you watch. Huge hugs. I feel so bad. On some good news, we went to Twist in Montreal, and I will show you my goodies if y'all don't mind. Oops. Just reaching for it 1 second. So we went to Twist. I'll show you the brochure, or the pamphlet, I guess, I got. It was awesome. It was the Festival Fiber, basically, but it was in French, some of their stuff. So it was fun. We went on the Saturday. We went early in the morning, and this is their layout. It was just basically an arena. I thought it would be a lot bigger. It wasn't. But that doesn't mean it wasn't good. It was really good. It was fun. I went to Yvine Knits Yarn. She can be found at www.yvineknits.ca. I bought her BFL Silk Select Lace. There is approximately 800 meters here. Oh, it's coming untwisted. And this is the Parisian Violet. And it is 80% superwash BFL, blue face luster, and 20% silk. And I paid $29 for this. Isn't that so pretty? And there's her her tag. So I bought that, and I couldn't help myself. It still smells nice. What else did I buy? Oh, this is gorgeous. Don't hate me. Don't, because I can't help it. I think I have a friend from my knit group here in town, and I think she's deserving of this. This is Riverside Studio, hand-dyed yarn in Wakefield, Quebec. She's an Etsy store at catsriversidestudio.etsy.com. And this is her superwash merino nylon sock. It's 80/20. And this is 420 yards, and I paid $22 for this. But there's purples and this blue. There's blue on this side and more purple on this side. And the greens and the blues. I think I'm going to make her shawl. Yeah, I do. I don't know why, I just do. It feels like it should be a shawl. So, I will leave the best thing that I bought for last. So that means the second thing I bought. Oh, so the yarn I bought. She also gave me a sample. This is her Angel Select Lace. That's funny, isn't it? I thought it was. In moss color. So I might knit like a bookmark or something out of that. I'm not sure. It's pretty. And I also bought the Lavender Fields pattern by Natalie Servant when I was there. Isn't it gorgeous? So that was awesome. And she's local, sort of. She is from Chatham, which isn't far away. It's 2 hours. That's no big deal. And at the same booth, so that was Yvonne, or Yvine. There was Fancy That Creations by Francine, and she has an Etsy shop too. This is her card. And I will show you her goodies. And trust me, there is nothing I couldn't decide not to buy. Like, there was so much. This has little owls. They're little stitch markers. Fancy That Creations. Aren't those sweet? And then, because the weekend before we went to Paris, right? But not Paris, France, just Paris, Ontario. But I couldn't help myself. I had to get the little Paris set. It's also a parrot, but yeah. And then I think this is just so true. Knitting Queen. I couldn't. A lot of people say it fits me perfect, and I agree with myself. And then one last thing. So if you know or don't know, I really, really like owls. Hence the owl watch. This one I tied at the back tonight, or this afternoon, so that it wouldn't, you'd be able to see it instead of it sitting down my shirt. But I bought another watch, and it has an owl. And if you click the lid, it's a clock inside. Isn't that awesome? I don't remember who I bought this from, but I couldn't resist. And that's what the back looks like. She had said it's all made out of recycled materials. It's a new battery, and she even told me, I think it's this one here, it's a real jade bead. I don't know much about precious jewels and stuff like that. I know what diamonds are, but that's pretty much it. So yeah, I bought that. And then the last thing I bought, or the last place I went, I should say it that way, I went to Zigzag Studios, and she is from Sarnia, which is like an hour and a half away from here. And she does custom orders. So I really think I'm going to be placing an order very soon. Probably right after Rhinebeck. That's the plan. And I told my husband, and he's aware. We'll put it that way. I purchased 2 double-pointed needle cases. This one is little skulls. And isn't that the sweetest fabric? It looks like knitted stitches. And the little yarn balls. This is her small one, and it cost $8.50. I will tell you prices, because it doesn't offend me. If y'all think I'm insane at spending stuff, feel free, because I am who I am. And this is her biggest one. So if I put them side by side, maybe put a eye on screen, you can see. This is for your really big tall ones. This is for your shorter ones. So this is her owls. Not pretty. And this one was $10.50. So I thought these would be great for in the car when I have my interchangeables out. Instead of bringing the big honking kits, I could show you, which I will another day. I could just detach them, slide them in the pouch, and attach the new one to my new project. Because a lot of the times I'm knitting in the car, and I finish a project, or I want to start a new project, and I need different cords and stuff, and if I have them all in here, it's easy peasy. Sorry for the sound, it's just something my husband's downloading. Then the other thing I bought, I'll zip this up to show you, because it is gorgeous. I bought one of her box bags. Yeah, this one was $34, and it's gorgeous. It was worth every penny. It would have been cooler if it had been owls, but it is what it is. It has this cute little bead pull. I'll open it up and show you inside. So, if you thought it was cute on the outside, wait till you see inside. She's awesome. So there's this cute little pocket right there. Like, her stuff's amazing. Isn't that so pretty? She's so professional too. Can you see those seams? Like, they're serged and they're wonderful. So, this is our Pitaloop. How does that sound for us? Pitaloop is American, so we have zigzag stitches. Except if Pitaloop ever watches, I would love to buy one of your bags. Yeah, my hubby knows. He knows what I want for Christmas. I told him I'm willing to give up getting a spinning wheel this year, but I really like some pretty project bags. And he's agreed. So he's like, yeah, I can do that. They're much cheaper than a wheel. So we'll see. There's a few things I want this year. But all things considered, I do pretty good. My hubby loves me, and I love him. But we'll get on to that. So yes, after we went to Twist, we drove to Montreal, which was about an hour and a half from there, and we found this. They were doing a reenactment, and it was fabulous. So it was 17th century Market Day, which was so cool. Everybody was wearing their costumes. It was pretty hot, but it was amazing. Like cobblestone streets and all of these booths with things that they used to do, like basket weaving, sewing, jams, jellies, bread, like you name it. It was awesome. There was even some spinning. It was so cool. There was a lot of stuff we wanted to buy, but we couldn't. We had to behave. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And then we went to IKEA on the way home, and I got 2 new nightstands for our bedroom, some some boxes. I got a new Lazy Susan for my table because our old one warped. My husband likes to put really hot stuff on it, and it didn't enjoy it, so it tips. So it's like, it kind of sits like this. Yeah. So it spins. There's a high end and a low end. Could be worse. So yeah, I wanted to start this soon. I think it's gorgeous, and I'm going to use that purple yarn you've seen. So I think that's it about what's going on. What else is, we are still doing the summer knit along. It will be going into the end of August, or the end of October. I can still speak. So please come knit, crochet, anything like that. Anything with a vampire theme or vintage theme. They don't have to be old to do it. Just, you know, if you call it vintage, if it looks vintage in your mind, sure. If it looks vampiric, go for it. I won't judge you. And, you know, you just interest me into doing new things. So please hop in, toss your finished objects in the FO thread, and originally it was supposed to be a no chatter, but some have chattered, and you know, I'm just going to leave it that way. As long as the people that chattered have finished objects, it will stay that way. You can enter as many projects in as you like, as long as you enter them separately, like their own post, and that gives you more options to win. It runs until the 31st, I said, of October. Rhineback is coming. Hooray! Can't wait. My son's passport came in, so we are totally going. Oh, I wanted to let you all know. My husband thinks he would maybe like a sweater for Christmas. Yeah, this is the man that I've knit 2 pairs of socks for, and he only ever wears the 1 pair. We shall see. If I do knit him one, it will be a zip cardigan, because I want to learn new things, and who cares? I do love him. And if he never wears it, maybe I'll wear it. I'm thinking about making it with naughty deer, or naughty mooses, or reindeer, or whatever. I'm not sure. We shall see. So I'll keep you posted on that, because probably by the end of the month I'll be ordering the yarn for that. I think that's it for this week. It just seems like every time I went to podcast, the kids have been in trouble. They have been doing things they weren't supposed to. Or my husband was home, like on Labor Day, and I couldn't because he was into things he shouldn't be, and just he had up to my eyeballs with him. I had enough of him. That's how it goes, right? And today was finally the first day I could, and I'm sorry it took me 2 weeks, but that's the way it goes sometimes. And I think that's it. That's all I have to say. So I'll see you all in 2 weeks. Bye.